Well, it rained heavily across the city in the early hours today. The rain was accompanied by thunder. Several areas in Kormangla, Adugodi, Shantinagar, Malleshwaram, Jayanagar, Banaswadi and Nandini layout bore the brunt of the heavy rains. The rain began at around 2 in the morning. Several low-lying areas in the city have been inundated due to the rains. In Mahalakshmi layout's 10th road, several houses were flooded as well. The flooding happened because the drains in the area were clogged. In several areas, vehicles also got stuck in knee-deep water. Meanwhile, there was a tree fall reported on Raj Bhavan Road, creating traffic chaos in the area. Traffic was diverted from the area through Planetarium Road. However, now traffic has been restored back to normal. The BBMP workers cut up the trunk and pushed it to the side of the road to clear the important stretch for the traffic. Also, in another case, a tree fell near the Upalokayukta's office near MS building. In fact, this is the tree that has come crashing down near the Upalokayukta building. You can see that once again the problem seems to be that there is no groundwater source for these trees to stay strong, and hence one rainfall, one thunder shower is enough to bring down these majestic trees. Two massive tree falls reported, one at the Raj Bhavan and one at MS building. Well, my colleague Nolan was there right outside the Raj Bhavan a few minutes back. Let's listen into what the situation was like.
Last night, these heavy thunderstorms shocked Bengaloreans. Now, it was lightning and thunder and rain. Well, it looks like the monsoons have actually hit, hopefully, have hit Karnataka and Bengaluru. But the after effects of the terrible thunderstorm is this. In fact, this huge tree, we're told that it could be almost 100 years old, that came crashing down. Now, this huge tree came crashing down just next to the Raj Bhavan. In fact, on my right is the Raj Bhavan, the governor's home. Now, because of this, traffic has been diverted. Now, what you see over here, these vehicles have been diverted. So none of the vehicles can actually come on this road. The traffic police have given a diversion on that particular one-way road. Now, the traffic police inform us that this diversion is only in place for the next, say, about 30 odd minutes. And the reason being, the fire force personnel have come over here and they are assisting the traffic cops and the laborers over here in using electric saws to actually chop down these branches and clear this road as soon as possible, ASAP. Their idea is, this is a very traffic dense road. So the traffic police tell us that next half an hour, with the help of the fire force personnel, with the help of all these people and the use of modern equipment, this road will be let free. Now, what is the biggest problem here facing Bangalore? Why are trees crashing down every time it rains? Well, I'll give you the example. The simple problem is that there is no space for the trees to breathe. There is no space for water to seep down to the roots. In fact, those are the trees, or this is the particular tree that actually came crashing down. Now, what the city planners have done is that when they concretize the entire road, when they concretize the footpath, they have not left space around the tree for water to seep down. So what they have done is, basically, this is the route. Completely around it, there is no space. You have the footpath and there is absolutely no space for water to seep down. Now, considering the fact that Bangalore's groundwater problem is huge and plenty, the city planners have to, on a priority basis, make sure that water is allowed to actually seep down so the roots are strong. If the roots are not strong, one can't blame the trees when they keep falling every now and then when it rains. Now, this is the issue. But coming back to where we are told that the traffic police, along with the fire force personnel, will make sure that this particular stretch of road is cleared ASAP, and we're told in the next half an hour. With camera person Sushil, Nolan Pinto, News 9.
Well, there we have it. Two trees that have come crashing down in the city because of last night's rainfall. But this brings to light the bigger issue of the lack of preparedness of the BBMP as far as identifying old trees or weak trees are concerned, or even providing adequate groundwater for these trees or maintaining them. Bengaluru, which was once very proud of its green cover, now faces the threat of turning into a complete concrete jungle. And moving on to some other news now, the BJP Parliamentary Party meet will be held in New Delhi today. The party will be approving Sumitra Mahajan's name for the post of Lok Sabha Speaker. Sumitra Mahajan is Indore MP and she has won from Indore for 8 consecutive times. Her name will be formally announced today for the Speaker's post. For the Deputy Speaker's post, Thambi Durai of the AIADMK is being considered. On the 9th of June, President Pranab Mukherjee will be addressing a joint session of the Parliament. Well, Sumitra Mahajan will be the Speaker of the 16th Lok Sabha, with senior leaders from all parties, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, moving motions on Thursday proposing her name for the high office. Mahajan's was the only name that was proposed, as the time for filing nomination came closer yesterday, and the formal election will take place today. Several opposition leaders, including Congress leader in the Lok Sabha Mallikarjuna Kharge, proposed her name. Mahajan is an 8-term Lok Sabha member from Indore and has worked for long in the panel of the chairperson of the House. Besides the Prime Minister, the BJP leaders who have given motions proposing her name include Rajnath Singh and Sushma Swaraj. Meanwhile, the name of AIADMK member M. Thambi Durai is doing the rounds for the post of Deputy Speaker since the party supremo and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Lalita had a lengthy meeting with the Prime Minister 2 days back. The AIADMK recently made Thambi Durai its parliamentary party leader, a post he had held in the last Lok Sabha as well. Thambi Durai represents Karur Lok Sabha constituency and has been a Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha some time back. And moving on now, this person in Hassan married a woman with a lot of hopes, but she did the unthinkable.
This murder had shocked everyone in Hassan. It was carried out in an extremely professional manner. People even cast doubts whether it was a murder or an accident. An Ertiga was found along with a charred body. But kudos to the police, a quick and efficient investigation belled the cat. It was indeed a murder and not an accident. The murdered was Chandre Gowda. He was murdered by his wife Shruti and a parama. People were literally shocked by this incident. But now the parama Girish has revealed the exact motive behind the murder. Chandre Gowda's wife had befriended one of Girish's friends. Can you guess the reason? Well, because Chandre Gowda was not satisfying her sexually. She used to reason out that Chandre Gowda was completely busy in his potato business and would sideline her. She'd even managed to convince Girish about her so-called helplessness. Girish confesses that he was completely convinced. Interestingly, it is said that Chandre Gowda had bitten Shruti when she behaved in a hostile manner while having sex. Enraged by this, Shruti had taken a vow to get him killed. All this has been confessed by Girish.
ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಈತ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ವಿವರಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಆ ಕೃತ್ಯದ ಕುರಿತು ತಾನು ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಈ ಕೊಲೆ ಕುರಿತಂತೆ ತಾನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಆತ ಆ ಹೆಣವನ್ನು ಸತ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚಂದ್ರೇಗೌಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಬಡದರೆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಗಾಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದಹನ ಮಾಡಿರುವುದಾಗಿ ಕಾರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸುಟ್ಟಿರುವುದಾಗಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ.
On the 18th of May 2014, Shruti mixed a sleeping pill with the food and Chandre Gowda fell asleep soon after. Immediately, she brought a rope and strangled him to death. Later, she transported the dead body in a brand new Ertiga to the forest near Arsikere and lit it. This was all to create an impression that he died in an accident. But even the best of criminals leaves behind a trail or clue. The police, based on the number plate, which was not completely burnt, cracked the murder. Immediately after the incident, Girish ran away to places like Delhi, Mumbai, Uttar Pradesh, Agra and Hyderabad. When the cops arrested him, they recovered gold ornaments and cash worth 10 lakh rupees. What saddens anyone is how Shruti, who hailed from a financially weak family, was given a life by Chandregowda. Not just this, even Girish was given employment by Chandregowda himself and helped him with money during need. But alas, he was betrayed. Dashrath Sabur for News9, Hassan.
And while he was seen almost naked on the streets of Mysore, he was even rescued, but he targeted the rescuer himself. Here's what happened.
This almost naked boy that you see on your screen is Sanjay. He hails from Mandya. On Thursday morning, he was seen crying bitterly at Vidyaranyapuram in Mysore. Seeing his plight, a good Samaritan took him to his house and gave him clothes to wear and food to eat. He asked him to rest and went in to have his bath. It was precisely at this time that Sanjay resorted to his nefarious ways.
ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಎತ್ಕೋಕೆ ಹೋದೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಯ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಅವಾಗ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಗೆ.
In reality, he had run away from his home and employed in a hotel nearby. He stole 200 rupees and was caught by his owner. As a punishment, he was thrown out of the hotel, and as you know, he was rescued by the person and taken home. Here, he stole 3 more mobile phones. As soon as the person came to know of what he did, he started searching for him and was found in Ganapati Ashram. The cell phones were immediately recovered. He was then handed over to the Women and Child Welfare Department.
ಈ ಹುಡುಗಂಗೆ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್ ಏನೈತೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ತ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಬಾಲ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಹಾಜರುಪಡಿಸಿ ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ತ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ವಶಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
Initially, the boy had stated that he was thrown out of the hotel because he expressed to the owner that he didn't like working there. But when his true colors were out, he confessed to the crime. He is presently in the custody of the department. Ram for News9, Mysore.